Welcome in, everybody. New Stuff Tuesday. Got all sorts of new stuff to tell you about, things going on in our area. And first of all, we're going to head to Murfreesboro because Murfreesboro is one of our fastest growing areas, and there's a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about voting that starts, and it's going on right now, and a way that you can participate and get your Main Street some good old music. First, heading to Murfreesboro for our first story. Loving our Murfreesboro and loving Sarah. How are you, Sarah?
I am well. I feel like I'm at home because of your program's name.
Oh, I love it. Main Street today, and we are talking about Main Street Murfreesboro. There's something going on that's really cool, and we want people to participate. If you're from Murfreesboro, can you participate if you're not from Murfreesboro?
You can participate anywhere around the country.
Oh, because there are a lot of people that are from Murfreesboro that don't live there anymore that would love to be a part of this wonderful event. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so the Main Street Murfreesboro organization, we're a nonprofit. We're part of the National Main Street Program. And we focus on the renovation of the historic downtown and bringing people to our downtown. And we do that through free music events. I know you love music.
Oh, I do.
Yes. So we put on Friday Night Live concerts. We've got one this Friday. It's our last one with the band 24/7. And we applied and were asked to be a part of this Levitt AMP grant. And we're competing with 36 other cities around the country. So for a 2-week span, we need to get as many votes as we can to be in the top 20. And right now we're in the top 20, but we have to stay in the top 20. And we've got 2 weeks to vote. You just have to vote one time. So anybody can vote for us. And it will allow us to be in the third phase, which is they'll select 10 cities around the country to get $90,000 over 3 years. So starting next year, to put on 10 free concerts to create a sense of place in our downtown where we don't have an amphitheater, we don't have staging. We have so many nonprofits that put on free events. And so we're able to use the money, some for ourselves for our Friday Night Live concert, but also to give to other nonprofits who do concerts like Earth Day and the Culture Festival, and some other great places that are going to put concerts on downtown.
It's really what makes Main Street Main Street. It really is. And that's what we do with our newspapers here. And we talk about the importance of that core family unit. It's why we have newspapers like the Murfreesboro Post that covers the very local events. And so who are some of the people that you've had on stages in the past year for free concerts in downtown?
So last month we had, Mixtape. They played Hot Springs a lot. Oh my goodness, we probably had 5,000 people downtown. We have had Good Rockin' Tonight. They came last year. We've had a Beatles tribute band. The Pilots are really well known around here. They've played. So they're all local artists around Middle Tennessee. And so if you've got a band, you want to suggest them, just send me their name, and we have a running list of local bands. But we draw a couple thousand people to our free concerts.
I love it. Well, it's the heart of downtown. It's what we do. Well, we've got all the details coming up, and I just want to thank you for your time today, and come back and visit us when there's something we can help promote for you.
Yes. Well, thanks for having me. And I just would encourage everybody to vote. It's really easy, and you're going to have the information about how to vote. But thank you very much for your support.
Thanks, Sarah. You have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.
The nonprofit Main Street Murfreesboro needs your vote for the opportunity to receive a $90,000 multi-year grant for a free live music series in the historic downtown. From September 12th through the 21st, there are 2 easy ways for the public to cast their vote. online, or by texting. Your vote will move Murfreesboro into the top 20 finalists to then have a chance to be selected by the Levitt Foundation to receive $90,000. Cast your vote to help Main Street Murfreesboro win and provide a free music series downtown in 2023.
Now, if you didn't get all that, don't worry. As soon as our show finishes live, it goes up on the web and you can rewind and pause and watch it again and get all that information. If you'd like to vote, and we encourage you to vote now, vote as many times as you possibly can. Support Main Street Murfreesboro and want live music to keep going. We want that $90,000 to go to Murfreesboro, right? If you're in the top 30, that's where we want it to go. Hey, we're going to talk safety with electricity and the things that are coming up and some safety tips coming up. But before that, there is a new movie coming from Disney. And if you've got kids, you always want to know what's happening and what's new. And it is New Stuff Tuesday. The movie is called Disenchanted.
I know that change can be scary, but it can also be exciting.
If I learned anything from meeting Princess on a billboard, is that sometimes you just have to take a leap.
Let's start our new life. Pretty soon, this whole place will feel like home, you'll see. It's all part of the adventure.
That's not an adventure, that's a landfill.
A land filled with adventure.
Robert! Congratulations!
Oh, it's what they call a fixer-upper.
Yes, once your peasants have dug out the moat and added a turret and a balcony from which you can sing. I see it now.
Okay. Melvina, Monroe, I would have sold you this house, but I deal in slightly more upscale homes.
In Andalasia, the hardest part of life is finding your happily ever after. This world's very different.
If this world is not to your liking, then you must change it.
I wish.
Jumping jelly stick. Wait, how am I talking?
I wish for a fairy tale life, and it's all gone terribly wrong.
Or terribly right.
At the last stroke of 12, nothing will be as it was before.
Stepmother!
Uh-oh.
Oh, Giselle, what have you done?
That's wicked.
Wicked good.
Well, I know that if you got kids, grandkids, whatever, if you just like me and you just like fantasy movies, that's going to be great. And it's got Patrick Dempsey in it. McDreamy. I love seeing that Disenchanted coming to us. And hey, we're going to talk about electricity. We're going to talk about safety, and all that comes together with Bethany Kitch from TVA, who joins us live now. How are you, Bethany? Thanks for showing up today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm having a great day. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about safety. How can you encourage people, and what are some of the things going on with TVA and the Tennessee Valley Authority?
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, electricity can absolutely be dangerous. So anytime before you dig, call 811 and they'll come out and they'll make sure that it's safe. We have tons of programs available out there for energy efficiency to help you improve the health and safety of your home and also lower the energy cost of your home. And I think we have a great event that's happening tomorrow that we're going to talk about.
Cool. Tell me more. And I love that background that you've got there. What is that background?
That's our Norris Dam. So I actually just got this background. It's been 2 years now. We've been COVID and we're just now getting them. But yes, I love it too. Thank you.
That's fantastic. I just think electricity is fascinating. The fact, people can complain about, my power went out or whatever. I think it's just a miracle. And we forget sometimes what a miracle it is and what a clean source of energy it is. And I'm just grateful we don't have those oil lamps anymore. We can just turn on a light and there's light. It's fantastic. So
Well,
what's going on tomorrow?
NES does such a great job of always getting the power back on quickly. So we take it for granted. And when we lose it, it's tragic for us, right? But
But it's
yes,
never very long. That's the thing that gets me is that they have people who are so amazing at what they do, and it comes back on. And a big salute to all of our electric cooperatives who are around our rural areas too.
mhm,
They all do a fantastic job.
they do.
Well, tell me about this special event.
So TVA and NES are hosting this event. We're so excited about all the fun activities that we have planned. You know, since COVID, we haven't really been able to get out into the community. So we're so excited to get back out and be able to offer this event. The event will be held at Plaza Mariachi off Nolensville Road,
Woo!
September
That's so much fun.
14th. Tomorrow, so I hope people are able to come out. It's from 5:30 to 8:30. This event's for the entire family. We'll have food, giveaways, games, and more, and it's completely free. And we've got lots of fun workshops and activities planned. So I'm happy to talk more about that if you want.
I do want to find out more about that. If you guys don't know about Plaza Mariachi, it's over on Nolensville Road, and it is like a trip around the world. And all you have to do is go to Nolensville Road, and it is the coolest place ever for music, for dancing, for things like that. But what's happening at the party, the TVA party?
So we'll be conducting a home energy workshop completely free to the community. This is our first workshop that we have ever offered in both English and Spanish. So I'm very excited about that opportunity. The workshop is for everyone. If you own a home or if you rent, we'll teach you tricks and tips on ways to save energy and hopefully some money too. Everybody always wants to save money, right?
Yeah.
By changing just like simple behaviors and doing simple fixes on your own. Everyone that comes and completes a survey goes home with a free DIY kit full of LEDs, caulk, spray foam, weather stripping, and more. Completely free.
I had no idea that just changing the types of light bulbs that you use makes a huge difference in your bill at the end of the month. And it's just crazy.
Well, and there's tons of small things like in the middle of summer when it's the heat in the day, close your blinds, close your drapes, maybe put your thermostat up a few degrees. I know a lot of times we'll say, hey, in the summer, change it to 78. That may be too hot for some. So if you just put your thermostat up just a couple of degrees, that can help you save money too. So that's exactly what you'll learn in some of these classes. Also, we'll actually have information about our Home Uplift program, and that's for income qualified homeowners, which is funded by Power of Change, NES, and TVA. So if you're struggling to pay your electric bill and you're unfortunately having to choose whether to purchase medication or food versus your utilities, then we might be able to help you by installing energy efficiency appliances and performing weatherization upgrades like attic insulation, air sealing, water heaters, and things of that nature for completely free. And of course, every home's unique. So our goal is to make the home more energy efficient while also making it more comfortable and safe. So if you income qualified, this may be the perfect program for you.
Well, I think that you've done an excellent and picked an excellent place to have an energy party at Plaza Mariachi. That's tomorrow, and the doors open at what time?
5:30.
5:30. So after work, just go by Plaza Mariachi, get you some food, and enjoy some things that are going to save you money in the long run. And I love how you guys are always looking out for your people. And we have noticed in the last year how electricity has gone up and the cost of everything has gone up. Fuel has gone up. Everything has gone up. The cost of groceries have gone up. So we're going to find ways to save money. And that's one of the things we do on the show every single day. How to make food last longer and things like that. If you're going to make an investment in your home, you want to make sure you make an investment to save on your energy bills. Bethany, thank you. Where can they go to get some more information?
they can go to energyright.com and they'll find all the resources available for DIY. They can do assessments online for free, and you'll get a kit in the mail. You can come out tomorrow, learn more through the workshops. We'll have kits for kids as well. We're going to have fun activities for the kiddos as well. You can learn more about home uplift. There's tons of resources out there. So again,
I love it.
energyright.com.
Energyright.com. Y'all go there, and we'll make a reminder tomorrow on our show, just in case you forget, on how to go to this wonderful Plaza Mariachi event. Thanks so much, Bethany. We appreciate you being here.
Thank
Take
you
care.
for having me.
Bye-bye. We're going to go to the farm and fiddle. Take a look. We'll be right back, and we're going to meet CJ Garton and learn about his kind of music.
This is the Farm and Fiddle in what's called Fly, Tennessee, just outside Santa Fe. Daniel Folks is a fiddle player by trade, a farmer through love and marriage to wife Samantha.
I grew up in farming. Both my grandparents were farmers. Both the sides of my parents moved away from the farm, and I was the weekend farmer. So they'd send me out to my grandparents for the weekend. And I always actually told them I wanted to be a farmer.
He spends a lot of time when I'm out here working in the gardens. He's either on my back, or he's just crawling around, playing in the dirt. So, and he loves it.
On 21 acres in Murray County, these folks grow a little bit of everything.
Dairy cows and dairy sheep, and we're very much so vegetable-centric, though. We have lots of French and Italian heirloom vegetables. We grow mushrooms, cut flowers, all kinds of things.
They offer CSA memberships, sell to Nashville area restaurants, and offer their bounty at local farmers markets. And they both know their way around the kitchen. They infuse their handmade pasta with some of their garden goodies. There's roasted tomato or carrot fettuccine, for example, or sweet potato gnocchi. But the draw is always what was just plucked from its plot that morning and ready for someone's plate that afternoon.
This is fresh, I know. One day I went out to the farm and she'd picked beets that morning and they were wonderful. So we're very much enjoying this stuff.
What about the blue squash?
The blue Hubbard, the blue winter.
Blue Hubbard, yeah.
They're fantastic for roasting whole in the oven, but they're perfect for stuffing. You can actually take the top off, take the centers out, mince up apples, honey, and brown sugar, and roast that whole in the oven.
Being with her, I just fell in love with farming too, and to be able to raise a child, on a farm and being around animals and seeing where our food comes from and just being connected, with the land is kind of important to us.
It's 3-part harmony with Sam, Daniel, and little Joe Hickory, living up to the sign out front, the Farm and Fiddle, where the soil sings. In Fly, Tennessee, I'm Tammy Arender for RFD TV.
The Farm and the Fiddle. Thank you so much to Tammy Arender, my sister from another mister, who sends us her wonderful, wonderful segments to share with you to find out wonderful places to go. Well, we're going to learn a little bit about CJ Garton. He is coming up in just a second. He's waiting in our waiting room, but I thought I'd give you a little teaser to tell you a little bit about what he sounds like before we have a conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, CJ Garton.
A mama's faith is how Detroit steel's made.
I just thought you'd like to hear him sing a little bit, that rich baritone, and he joins us live in studio. CJ, how are you?
I'm doing wonderfully well, darling. Enjoying a little bit of this fall tempting weather today here in Nashville.
It is kind of cool. I said, this is the reason people move here. This really is the reason people move here. It's so cool. to you can just smell the fall in the air, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited for it. I know it brings on all my favorite holidays and deer season too.
Oh, see, you're a deer hunter. Yeah, there are those times when you start feeling it. You just start feeling it. Where's your favorite hunting grounds?
Oh, our cattle ranch. I'm a sixth generation rancher by birth, so I grew up and we founded our cattle ranch in the Oklahoma land run in the 1800s, and so it's
Wow.
it's paradise to me. It's where all our family is, and it's always great to get back home. So we kind of keep it a heritage out there.
Got that Oklahoma thing going on. I mean, when it comes to ranching, I would say people will, because I've got a little, and that people will call it a rescue ranch, and I've got some special needs livestock. And I said, y'all, it's not a ranch. It's not a ranch. It is definitely not a ranch. Ranch is for people who want to know. When people in Texas and Oklahoma and those areas and out west say a ranch, they mean a lot of acres, not 5.
Yeah, we got quite a few. Some of it we earned, and some of it we got through the marriages. My grandpa's grandpa and his wife at the time was the medicine man's daughter for the Cherokee tribes, and so as things progressed over the years, we just was able to accumulate a little bit more and more and more while it was still reasonable and affordable. And now we've amassed quite a bit and got fresh springs and plenty of ponds and beautiful wildlife and plenty of cattle to tend to as well. Grandpa never leaves that out.
Oh, that's true. And people don't understand how important the people who feed us are. And that's what you do, and we are grateful to you for that. What kind of cattle do you raise?
Well, we like to raise Black Angus. It's good for the area that we're at, but we also will buy a few longhorn heifers and this and that, and hopefully we can get ourselves a young Black Angus calf off of them. And the market's been real good last few years, so we can't complain, because I know there for a little bit when I was younger, we had a rough bout on it, but it seems like it's doing well, and the horse market's great too right now. I've got my horses Poncho and Lefty out there who are loving life after we did that big old 700-mile ride on horseback about in 2019. So they've been only getting ridden every now and then, and maybe to the pond and across the road or something. So they were happy to have their freedom.
Now tell me about this big ride. Tell me about this. Now, what did you do?
Well, whenever I was, I'd been in the music industry out here for quite some time, and I really wanted to make songs that say something. I really loved that Marty Robbins, that Johnny Cash. Music that spoke to me is what saved me as a kid. So I have a son who is 13 years old at the time. Right out of the Navy, I had him at 22 years old when I moved here, signed our first deal, and the rest was kind of history. But I was in a catch-22 where the music industry had taken a transition before I came, to where what I know as country had been kind of set aside, and I just didn't feel like there was fans out there that really want that. I feel like there are people that really miss that sound, and I wanted to be that voice for them. I wanted to be somebody to carry on that legacy of what those streets of country music were. And so I took my son and got him out from behind a computer, and I trained 2 horses, Poncho and Lefty. I named them, and I titled it Riding for Real Country. And we left Nashville, my town here, my hometown here, and drove all the way back on horses back to our cattle ranch in Oklahoma, 686 miles in 30 days.
Wow. What an incredible story. I bet you experienced things with your son that you couldn't have even dreamed of experiencing any other way.
Yeah, the biggest blessing out of all of it was the time we had alone. I know we had Mossy Oak Television wanting to follow us. We had some other TV shows wanting to come out, and I politely turned them down. I told my son if he wanted to film it, he's welcome to. And so he had a camera, and we had a couple phones, and we were recording, and we did some live Facebook stuff. So there's documentation if you go back to our 2019 July to August era on my feed. But we're going to probably do a documentary about it one day, because we've stockpiled all the footage. But the coolest thing was what I seen, the confidence and transition of change in my son, and how open he got. And that first week, we crossed Tennessee and got down there and was getting ready to cross the state line. And man, it poured down rain. It was tornado plumb come, and we had a high patrolman who showed up and met us at the bridge as we're crossing the bridge into Missouri and Arkansas. And so he, it rained so hard it ripped our ponchos off of us, and so we jumped off of the horse, and I grabbed his poncho and mine. They were soaking wet, so they're flapping and scaring the horses to death while we're about 400 feet above above the water on a bridge, and it's white capping and lightning's coming down, and it's, you can't hardly see because it's so bad. All the cars were stopped, and a little butterfly landed on my hat, crossing it, and in for the ride all the way across with me.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. And then the police officer sit there, and he once we got to cross the path, he's like, man, you guys are something else. He goes, I sure appreciate it, and thank you so much. I'm glad we could help, because we'd get permission to cross and just to be safe. And if we had to cross, we would contact the High Patrol, and they would support us, the local police officers. A lot of folks showed their support and love. Well, we were soaked. Everything we had was soaked. And so at that point, we were looking out, and as soon as we got across there, it was mosquito infested, and it was corn and soybeans for as far as the eye could see. And there was one little light off in a field in the distance, and I'm sitting there, and this guy pulls up in a tow truck next to us, and he says, what on earth are you boys doing? He goes, I've been watching y'all for 3 days. He says, you're over here, you're at the drive-thru at Pizza Hut on horseback. He goes, you're across a field. He said, I saw you camping one night over here by a pond. He goes, I run these roads all the time because I live down here and I run a tow truck company business. And he goes, I'm really just kind of wondering what's going on. I said, well, we're riding for real country. We're riding to put country music songs that say something back on the radio and give me and my son some one-on-one time to help them see what life is really like the way I grew up in the woods and in the countryside. And, he said, well, he goes, I'm going to tell you guys something. He goes, I'm impressed. He goes, that one little light out there in the middle of the field, he goes, that's my house and that's my horse barn. He says, my wife and my children are over there waiting on you guys. He said, we're going to put you guys up tonight in a hotel. We're going to feed you a nice dinner. He goes, we're going to wash all your clothes and dry them so you got something clean and dry tomorrow to get your day started, and we're going to tend your horses tonight. And then he said, I'll see you there. Just go ahead and follow this dirt road straight to this cornfield and you'll be right there. And I said, yes, sir. And so we took off, and I turned around. My son's got tears in his eyes, out of joy, just kind of like he was just really happy and appreciative. And he said, Dad, I see a lot of negative in the world on social media and the news. He says, but I don't ever see them advertise anything like this. And he says, from the first day I've got on the horse and rode with you, because everyone has been so kind and generous that I have restored faith in humanity. Wow. And at 13 years old, I mean, that's going to make any father's heart happy.
This is a story. This is a book. This is a movie. And, and I would encourage people who are parents out there, if you think that your kid won't put down their screens or their phones long enough, I always encourage the parents to put their phones down.
Yeah.
And you start this and you take those kids on these adventures.
Yeah.
And CJ, where can we find your music and what's going on, and where can we find you live, singing live?
Well, I always tell people, give it a Google. Just CJ Garton, Garton. It pulls right up. You can see us live. We got a tour schedule up. We're actually going to be in Oklahoma at Country Fest 2.0 in Sapulpa, Oklahoma this week.
Yeah.
We split our time in here in Oklahoma and in Nashville, but we also been all over. We go to Washington State. So, like I said, we got an extreme full schedule. We have a new single coming out September 23rd to Texas radio called Good Gone. And we've just got news a couple months ago that Sirius XM organically picked us up and has been streaming some stuff that we released. So I'm ready for them as well. I'm kind of blown away by all the support we've had, because I'm just a country boy in a cowboy hat coming from Oklahoma with the dream to want to play and sing songs to that made that saved my life, I want to hopefully do the same for somebody else when they need it. And, you know, to take this path on our own without a label on 2019, after being on labels all these years and trying to do it our own way. Joe Spivey is my partner in our label.
Woo! Love me some Joe Spivey. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's just kind of come out of the woodwork the last year or two. I want to thank Yellowstone for making country cool again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody else like yourself who's supported those troubadours.
Well, we support you and we thank you so much for your time on our show today. And we're going to say goodbye to everybody. And you guys make sure you share the name CJ Garton and follow his music, because you'll go, oh my gosh, that's what country music sounds like. Not what it used to sound like. This is what country sounds like. And if you are looking for country music, it's out there, isn't it, CJ?
You sure got it, darling. It absolutely is. It's in every splinter and every breath of wind. I guarantee it. It's out there, and there's a lot of people like me out there, young guys still doing it and keeping up the, you know, love and traditions.
Amen. And the way, if you want to keep hearing that kind of music, you start supporting that kind of music. That's how it's done. Hey, everybody, be safe, be kind, and remember, most of all, you are loved. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.
See y'all.
We are home. We are family. We are things to do and places to see. Mom and pop, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main